One of the most requested songs on this channel recently has been Jocelyn Flores by XXXTentacion. So here we have it. If you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Stuart. I am a practicing psychotherapist from the UK and I specialise in working with people who have experienced trauma. And on this channel, I react to mostly music videos that are relevant to mental health, especially trauma, and I give you my initial thoughts as they go through my mind. Doesn't mean my thoughts are correct, doesn't mean they're right. These are just some very initial opinions I have, but it might give you some insight into the thought process that I have as a psychotherapist. So I had a quick look at who Jocelyn Flores is before I went into this track, just for some background information, to give me some context. And from what I understand, she was a 16-year-old girl who X met through social media. They became friends. X flew her down to visit him. They had some discussions about her modelling for his fashion brand, which I think is called Revenge. And there was also another girl invited down there too at the same time. And there was an argument over some missing money, with the two girls blaming each other. So that led to X asking the girls to leave, and that Jocelyn was being dropped from the modelling idea. And he offered to pay for her to get home, but she declined that offer. Then I think Jocelyn ends up being taken to a hotel by two of X's friends, for somewhere for her to stay. They leave her there for a while whilst they go out and get some food or something. And then one of those friends goes back and notices that the bathroom door is locked with the light on, so assumes she is in there. He then goes back out again to see some friends and returns a bit later, noticing that the bathroom door is still locked with the light on, but he ends up falling asleep as he's so tired because it's late. He then wakes up in the morning to find that the door is still locked, thinks this isn't right, calls for help, and unfortunately they find her body inside. So before I listen to this track, my mind is already throwing up loads of stuff. It's thinking, what a waste of a life of a 16-year-old girl. It's really sad what happened. But also, what is X's perspective on this? I can't speak for X, but I would find that devastating, and my mind would be like, what if I had done this? What if I did that? Maybe I should have or could have done this and she would still be alive. It must be so hard knowing that the last time you saw someone and the reason that they left was because you had an argument with them. Right, let's get into this song. I like the vibe to this. That scratchy record feel.
I know you're somewhere. I'm trapped in my mind, girl, just holding on. I don't wanna pretend you're something when nothing. I've been stuck thinking about I'm in pain, wanna put 10 shots in my brain. I've been tripping about some things can't change. Switch at the same time, Montaigne, put you this in bag, get a phone call. Girl that you fuck with, kill it so. I was this summer and nobody help. And ever since then, when I hate myself, when the fucking ended, pessimistic. All wanna see me with no pot to piss in. But niggas been inside about the grave I'm digging. Have a conversation about my hate decisions, fucking sickening. At the same time, memories surface through the grapevine. But my uncle playing with a slip knot, put some medicine.
Right, I'm losing track of what's going on here. That's pretty quick, even though I've got the lyrics up. It's pretty quick. So, a lot's just happened. Let's go back through some of this. Where do we get to here? So look, he's in pain, as we would expect, given what has happened. And it looks as if he wants to end things himself. He is in that much pain. And he can't change it. He can't change what has happened. And this is what drives you nuts. Those questions going round and round and round your head. Should have, could have, what if? But at the same time, he's tame. And I think that's because this kind of pain can numb you. It's a protective strategy. It's not something that's consciously done, but it protects you from having to experience the pain and the hurt. It's a form of emotional numbing, or sometimes it can come up as a dissociation for people. And picture this in bed, get a phone call. So he's outlining here what happened, in case you didn't know the backstory. And it's interesting that he says that nobody helped. Nobody helped. Does he mean that nobody helped her for so long whilst she was in that bathroom? Or is he saying no one was there for him, for X's experience of what happened? And again, look, he wants to end it. He's telling us how much pain he is in himself over what has happened.
Nobody help, and ever since then, when I hate myself, when I fucking end it, pessimistic. All wanna see me with no pot to piss in, but niggas been inside about the grave I'm digging. Have a conversation about my hate decisions.
Yeah, so is he saying here that people are putting the blame on him? Dropping her from the modelling contract, having that argument, blaming her for the money going missing, perhaps leaving her with some of his friends when X had invited her down. And he says it's sickening the way his friends are, or it sounds like could be going after him instead of supporting him. And maybe I'm well off with this bit about his friends. I don't know much about X and his connections and how tight everyone was. Let me know in the comments. Maybe this relates back to that previous verse where he said nobody helped. Maybe it is nobody helped him through this. And I wonder if this type of situation also makes you question who your real friends are during times like these and what their motives are for being your friend. Are they there for you, or are they there for what you can offer or provide them?
Fucking sickening. At the same time, memories surface through the grapevine, but my uncle playing with a slip knot. Put some out of stress, got me fucked up, been fucked up since a couple months they had a nigga locked up. I'll be feeling pain, just hold on. I don't feel the same. I'm so numb. I'll be feeling pain. I'll be feeling pain, just hold on.
Okay, so this looks like it might loop here as X's songs have done so in the past. So let's just go back to that bit. I think it was about his uncle. So memory service through the grapevine about my uncle playing with Slipknot. Post-traumatic stress got me. Okay, yeah. So there's this line here about memories coming up, memories coming through the grapevine about his uncle playing with a Slipknot. And I think those are the knots you use when you want to end it, aren't they? I'm not sure, I'm not a specialist in knots, but I'm guessing that's probably where the band name Slipknot also comes from. So what we have here is a typical trauma response, okay? X has been through what he has with Jocelyn, and it's activating other traumatic memory networks that he has experienced. What is X going through and how is he feeling? What's going on in his mind? What's going on in his body and his sensory system? All of that is relating to similar feelings of what I am guessing happened to his uncle. And these type of experience compound on each other. They can build up over time. And he mentions, post-traumatic stress there. And if we think about the three core components of post-traumatic stress, of clinically diagnosed PTSD, we think of re-experiencing, so flashbacks, intrusive memories of what happened, or nightmares. We think of hypervigilance as the second part, so always being on the lookout for more threats, always being on guard. And the third part is avoidance, so avoidance of reminders of the thing that happened, as well as avoiding thinking about what happened, which can come across as that emotional numbing or dissociation or detachment from what happened. So all of that fits with X's experience here. And he knows that, he's naming it in the track. So that's quite insightful of him to understand what's going on. It's difficult for him. But you can treat this. If you reach out for help, it is treatable. And I don't mean treatable in the sense that you can forget what happened or make it so you've never experienced it. That's unfortunately impossible, as there is no psychological process that can make you truly forget something. There's a saying that there are two ways you can forget: a frontal lobotomy or a bottle in front of me. But we can treat it in terms of being able to move forward with your life. We can reduce the core symptoms I mentioned earlier. We can reduce the avoidance, the hypervigilance and the intrusive memories and thoughts. I've worked with countless people who came to me with a distress score of 10 out of 10 when thinking about the experience. So when we sit down and we explore what they've been through and I get them to try and recall what happened, they will say it's 10 out of 10 in terms of how difficult it is for them to experience that. And over time, we have got that distress score down to a 1 or a 2 when that memory is recalled. And, they're not coming back. Those memories aren't coming back as intrusive thoughts or flashbacks. It is possible to recover from this. My whole career is based on it. Okay. Talked enough there.
Same time, memories surface through the grapevine, but my uncle playing with a slip knot. Put some out of stress, got me fucked up, been fucked up since a couple months they had a nigga locked up. I'll be feeling pain, just hold on. And I don't feel the same, I'm so numb. I'll be feeling pain, I'll be feeling pain, just hold on. And I don't feel the same, I'm so numb.
So numb, it's that emotional numbing. My mind's trying to figure out this end bit. I can do anything that he can. I can do anything. I know you so well. So is this X talking about Jocelyn? I mean, I can do anything that he can. Not sure. I don't know. I get frustrated. When I can't understand it straight away. But hey, this is the nature of reactions. So your turn to do some speaking. Let me know in the comments. What's this last part about? Help me understand this, please. Okay, so I see why this track is so popular. It's usually these real raw tracks, these ones that really talk about specific things that have happened to someone. They really move you. You can really connect with the pain and the emotion behind the track. And all of these tracks, all of X's tracks, have been relatively short, yet he says so much in them and he draws so much emotion out of us, the listener, or out of me anyway, out of me, the listener. And I love that. Hopefully this video won't be blocked globally as my previous X reactions keep doing so. I think it's Empire that owns the copyright and they keep changing their mind whether my videos can stay up or not. None of this is monetized by me. I don't get anything for this. Empire controls all of the ads when they do allow the videos up. So if there's too many or mid-roll ads, which are really annoying during reactions, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. That's it from me. Leave some more recommendations. I've got loads of X on the way. I've got loads of Juice WRLD on the way. I believe Juice is well, he's not dropping, but whoever owns the rights to his music is dropping a new album in about 10 days or something, I think. So I've got that on the way. If you're Ren fans, Ren's got his new album dropping next month as well. So I'm definitely going to be reacting to that. Oh, I've got some more NF on the way as well. I recorded Notebook a little while ago, so that's on the way. And I've got Paralysed, I think, coming up next. Someone mentioned a track by a band or a rapper called Suicide Boys, which I've not checked out yet. That sounds like a nightmare in terms of YouTube restrictions given their name, but I'm going to check that out. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. And some Dax. I think I've got some Dax that I want to do. He sounds really interesting and sounds like he talks about a lot of the things that I'd be interested in. Loads. I've got so much on the way. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for all of the support you've given me so far. It really is truly, truly appreciated. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.